Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a new deck profile. This is going to be a Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon ABC Ojama deck profile. This deck is really interesting because it has a lot of cards that go along with this deck, and it summons one of the most difficult cards in the entire game to summon. I never thought I'd build a deck around this, but I kind of like, when I opened the Millennium Pack, I've been kind of toiling around with this deck trying to get it right for 6 months, and I finally did it. I finally got a kind of consistent way to actually get out Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon. Sometimes you'll actually go for A to Z Dragon Buster Cannon instead of Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon, but it still works. Like, this deck does surprisingly well, considering, like, it's Chaz Princeton deck, but it's pretty good. Like, it actually works. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight on into it. Before we get into it, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell right down there so you can become a part of the notification squad. And let's get straight on into this, guys. So first off, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Ojama Yellow. Ojama Yellow, just kind of you search off of, it's kind of a combo piece that you use with the other Ojamas, with Ojama Green and Ojama Black. Now, you have to use these in, like, conjunction with your Ojama Mass Simulation and Oja Match and Oja Magic. There's a couple of spell cards that kind of like play along with these and search them and get them out on the field so you can do the things you need to do. Then I play 3 copies of Ojama Blue. Now, the reason I play 3 copies of Ojama Blue is because you need blue on the field to kind of like, if it gets destroyed, like, if it gets destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you get to add 2 Ojama cards from your deck to your hand, which is really good because you can add Oja Match or Oja Magic or Ojama Mass Simulation, whichever one you need to kind of like go into your combos. So that's it for the Ojama monster lineup. We'll get into like the XYZ ABC lineup next. But yeah, this is like really the core of what you need. Some people play red. I'm not a big fan of red in this particular deck. Now, in like ABC Ojamas, that's totally great, but in here you're kind of like trying to power him out instead of swarming the field like crazy amount with Ojamas, so that's why we don't play it, and we play more blue. So that's it for the Ojamas. Let's get into the other cards. So we play 1 X Head Cannon, 1 Y Dragon Head, and 1 Z Metal Tank. These are targets for our Ojama Mass Simulation, and that's why we have them in here. You never really want to draw them. You kind of want to summon them off of like Ojama Mass Simulation. Now, you can still use them if you do draw into them, and that's totally fine. They still work, but you don't want to draw them because it's kind of like having 3 Garnets in your deck, because you really need to have them in deck for Mass Simulation or in your hand for Mass Simulation. So we only play 1 of each, so that's why. Then we play 2 copies of A Assault Core, 2 copies of B Buster Drake, and 2 copies of C Crush Wyvern. The reason we play these is because we can go into ABC Dragon Buster, which is like really, really important to this deck. And they're all union monsters, so they can equip onto one another from the hand. But their other effects is that the A Assault Core, if it's destroyed, you get to add 1 other union monster from your graveyard to your hand. B Buster Drake lets you add a union monster from your deck to your hand, and then C Crush Wyvern lets you special summon a union monster from your hand, which is really, really cool. 1 adds from grave, 1 adds from deck, and 1 specials from grave. So it's really good, but like, you need all of them to kind of do what you need to do. And then because we can, and we need it for the Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon, we play 1 Armed Dragon level 7 and 1 Armed Dragon level 5. You're going to summon these out with your Oja Match and search them out with Oja Match, so that's why we play them. They're really, like, again, this one kind of bricks a little bit, but you have to play it because you have to properly summon Vwxyz Dragon Catapult Cannon, and you have to properly summon out Armed Dragon level 7 in order to, like, summon this. And it's okay, because, like, if you summon one and you can't get the other one on the field at the same time, you can banish them from the grave. They just have to be properly summoned in the duel to summon it out. So, like, this deck is a little gimmicky, but, like, it's fun, and that's why I built it. Like, it's just fun on a, like, friend-to-friend basis. I would not carry this to any tournament or anything like that. This deck is just fun. But if I was going to build it, I would probably just build the ABC version, which if you guys want to see that, comment down below and tell me. And then I played 2 copies of Galaxy Soldier. Galaxy Soldier in this deck, it helps us by like getting, like it thins the deck, and that's why I only play 2 copies of it. And it helps me with link material. Like, you special summon one of these out, you get to add the other one to hand, and then you discard like an Ojama, and it lets you add an Ojama yellow, an Ojama black, and an Ojama green to your hand. So like, it really helps out with like discarding fodder to get what you need, so you can like go into your combos. And this deck can consistently get out, like I said, the Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon or A to Z. Like, it's pretty easy, but you need to play something to discard, and I figured that Galaxy Soldier was our best option. I'm only playing 2 because I kind of needed the other positions to put other stuff in. So the third one, if you want to play it, but you can't really search it, you know, so it's kind of like floating in your deck somewhere, so that's why I'm only playing 2. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So the spells are 1 copy of Monster Reborn. And I know you guys probably noticed that I'm not playing V or W, which is V Tiger Jet and W Wing Cannon. On the next card is why I don't. So then we play 2 copies of Fusion Tag. Now, Fusion Tag is really interesting because you can actually target a monster on your field and then reveal a monster in your extra deck and call that monster's name. So basically, if you can get out XYZ Dragon Cannon and then get out a Fusion Tag out of your deck, if you can get both of these out, like for instance, let's just say I got out my XYZ Dragon Cannon and then I had on the field an Ojama Blue. I can activate my Fusion Tag, show off this and this, and say, hey, I want it to be this name, and then I could send them both to grave and then go into the Vwxyz Dragon Catapult Cannon, and then I correctly summoned it. And it's much easier to go into that route than it is the other way, because if you have all 5 pieces of like Vwxyz, it gets really, really, really cloggy, so you don't want to do that. You just want to play like Fusion Tag. I consider bumping it up to 3, but I feel like 2 is the optimal number because like you don't brick with it, but you see it enough that you can do what you need to do. Then I play 3 copies of Ojama. If this card is sent from your hand or field to the grave, you get to add 1 each of your Ojama Black, Ojama Yellow, and Ojama Green. So that's why we play 3 copies of it. Then I play 3 copies of Ojama Mass Simulation. Now this card has a lot of text, so I'm going to like simplify it for you guys. You reveal 1 light fusion monster in your extra deck, and then banish any number of your Ojama monsters like from your hand. And then after you do that, you get to special summon the materials to summon that particular fusion monster. So for instance, I would reveal XYZ Dragon Cannon, and then after I reveal XYZ Dragon Cannon, I will remove from play or banish each one of my Ojamas, which I got off Ojama Magic. And then after I do so, I will special summon XYZ and then send them all to grave and then summon XYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon, or XYZ Dragon Cannon. A lot of catapults, a lot of cannons going on here. Like, we got a lot going on in this deck. So then we play 3 copies of Ojama Match. This card is the one that like revolves around the not the Dark Arm Dragon, but the Arm Dragon level 7 and Arm Dragon level 5. You send an Ojama card from your hand to the grave, or face up from your field to the grave. Then you get to add an Ojama monster with a different name and an Armed Dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Then you get to immediately normal summon one of them, which is pretty cool. And both of these cards have a effect that's in common, that you can target 3 of your banished Ojama monsters, shuffle them into the deck, and then you draw a card. So that's again why I only play the 2 fusion tags, because I'm playing essentially like 6 draw cards. Like I get to draw 1. And the deck gets pretty thin pretty quick in this build. Then I play 3 copies of Union Hanger just to kind of go along with our Union monsters. Mostly this ties in with our ABCs and less with our ABC or XYZ Dragon Cannon. But like, it's our backup plan if we can't go into Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon. Like that's our big thing, is you have backup plans upon backup plans upon backup plans with this deck. Like, it's crazy the amount of stuff you can do in this deck. But that's it for the spell cards. Pretty self-explanatory. Pretty easy to, you know, deal with. Then we play the final 3 cards, and that is 3 copies of Ojama Pajama. I love this card's name. But if you have armed dragon monsters or light machine monster fusion monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or by card effects, you can banish an Ojama monster from your hand, field, or graveyard instead, which is pretty cool. So it's like, it's kind of like Return to the Dragon Lords, but like continuous trap form, which is cool. And then during your main phase, you can add 1 Ojama monster from your deck, or add 1 Ojama card from your deck to your hand, and then discard a card. So like you can add Ojamagic, and then discard Ojamagic to get this to go off, or get the Ojamagic to go off, which is really, really cool. And then its other effect is if this card is sent to the grave, you can special summon as many of your banished Ojamas as possible. So that's why I don't play red, is because like you can already do it with this. And you don't, like, all you do at that point is link them away or overlay them into a raccoon. So that's pretty much it. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. I know that was a lot of information really, really quick, but this deck is like super combo based, and like it speeds through, and it actually works. It works pretty well. But then we play 1 copy of Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon. You're only ever going to summon 1 of these. You are never going to summon more than 1 of these. But this card is an absolute monster when it comes out on the field. You have to properly summon, like, must be first be special summoned from your extra deck during a duel. You special summoned both the above cards and banished the above cards from your field and or graveyard, and you don't have to use polymerization. Your opponent cannot activate cards with the same name as cards that are banished, and once per turn during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can banish 1 card from your deck or extra deck face up. Both banish all cards your opponent controls and in their grave. So it just banishes everything on the field and grave. So this card is absolutely a beast when it comes out. But like, you summon this, and if they don't hit it with like a Solemn Strike or something, you're going to win. Like, there's no way you're not going to win. Then we play 1 A to Z Dragon Buster. Most of the time you're going to go for this if they stop any of your plays with Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon. Like, it's going to happen, so you're going to summon this. This is your backup plan. And then the materials to summon the other ones is XYZ Dragon Cannon, VW Tiger Catapult, and then VW XYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon. Usually these are not going to... These 2 are never going to stay on the field. You're never going to summon that. You're never going to summon Tiger Catapult Cannon, ever. All it is a fusion tag target. But the other 2 you're going to summon, but they're not going to stay on the field very long because you're going to climb up with them. Then we play 3 copies of ABC Dragon Buster, which is really, really a great card. And like, you're going to see this card come up quite a lot, because if you want to in this deck, you can take like Mass Simulation and summon all the pieces of like ABC, and then send them to grave and summon ABC Dragon Buster. If they cherries, like, I don't see them doing it, but they could cherries your ABC or your Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon. But if they do, then you just summon this, or they're probably going to cherries this. So you can bait them out with the ABC to cherries it, and then go, hey, surprise, and hit them with that. So, I mean, it happens. But then we play, for the Link monsters, we play a Borreload, a Firewall Dragon, Summon Sorceress. Summon Sorceress is pretty crazy, and you can spam in this deck monsters pretty easily. So like, Summon Sorceress is super easy to make, and her effect helps us get out like Armed Dragon level 5 out of the deck, and stuff like that. Maybe not Armed Dragon level 5, maybe like another Ojama to Link climb, but like, she helps a lot. Or like, if you get like, let's say you have all the pieces, you have this on the field, you can banish this, summon all the pieces, and then link into her, normal summon an Ojama, or normal summon a machine monster that's light, and then use her effect to special summon another one from deck. Like, it's really, really, really good to have her in the deck. But if you're in the, if you're overseas and you can't play this card, that's okay. Just take it out and play something else. That's totally fine. Play like a Nightmare Unicorn. Then we play Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Cerberus, because they're really, really good cards, and they help with like really good plays. Nightmare Goblin gives us that additional normal summon that we need in this deck. And then 1 number 64 Ronin Raccoon Sendaryu. We play this because we play Ojamas, and if you can get 2 Ojamas on field, you can make this, and it can really help. But that's it, guys, for the deck profile. I know that was a lot of information for this one deck that's very, very, very complicated to play. But like I said, it's a lot of fun if you like combo-based decks. I really enjoy it because like it takes time to figure out how to play it. But once you do, it's kind of like satisfying to drop an Armed Dragon Catapult Cannon on your opponent. It's like, yeah, I just summoned a card that takes like 13 cards to summon, but we did it. So we're here, scoop. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell down there so you can become a part of the notification squad. Let's put our signature Ojama back on the top, and we're going to chaz it up. See you guys in the next video.